All right, hello. I am Wallaber. This is Gymnast Dev stream, evening edition. And tonight the goal is to finish up the hair physics I've been working on for. I looked back at the list of videos, and apparently I've been working on this for a week. So hopefully it was worth it. But the good news is all of the female hairstyles now have some physics motion. And now I need to just go through and do that for the male hairstyles that need it. So I'm going to look through these here for ones that actually need it. One's a maybe. Okay, let's write these down. So that's M hair 4. Okay. 5, no. 6, no. 7, yes. Okay. All right. 8, no. 9, no. 10, no. 11's gonna be a no. 13, what was 13? 13's a yes. 13. Okay. All right, so let's get going. All right. So we're going to start with, what was it, number 4? 4. No, let's go to the priority, 7. This one. All right. So let's go to Blender. Oh, I haven't set up my hotkey to set Blender exactly where I want it on the screen yet. Okay. So here's our working model. This is like a basic skinned one. It's got the female right now, but if I hide this and this, then we can turn on this. There's the base male model, and the armature is right here. Okay, so now we should be able to go File, Import, FBX. Go find our different hairs, and we want male hair number 7. And actually, yeah, oh, actually, yeah, okay. So we have this piece. We also have File, Import, FBX. The band. Oh, is that right? Hang on. File, Import, FBX. Male hair 7 band. There we go. And then File, Import, FBX. Male hair 7 sides. I forgot about those little dangly parts. Okay, so now we could grab all of these, go here, R90 it, go here, R180 it, and then set this to 3D cursor, tab AS 0.9. Okay. This, I believe, intended to fit on here kind of like that. Right, and I had previously just removed these pieces that hang down on the sides because I didn't have any physics support for them, and so I didn't include it. But now I could do it, so maybe I'll reinstate it. Now this doesn't look quite right with the ears, right? Feels like it's actually supposed to fit more like here on the ears. That seems a little... What's the problem here? Maybe we need to scale this whole thing down a little bit more. That's funny. And let's see. Roughly like that. See, that still looks kind of strange. Like, okay, so something like that. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, looks pretty good. Okay. So then what we're gonna do, and are those really separate pieces? I guess they were. So I need to export these as 3 separate meshes. Okay. So now we need to go into our armature here, and we need to extrude out. Whoa, not like that. We need to extrude out a bone. Something like that. Let's call this one our classic dynamic hair root. And make sure that's parent, its parent is head, that's correct. Okay, so that's the one from which we will make extra bones. So we're gonna have one right like this. Goes to here. Yeah. One thing I did on like a female ponytail is I actually like unrolled this and made it point straight out, which made it easier for the physics to deal with. So that may be worth doing here. Let's consider that. So if I go like this, and I grab up to that edge loop, and then I say let's rotate it around the 3D cursor, and I put the cursor right, let's see, this is kind of curving around a point like right here. Okay, turn on soft select, rotate, bring this down a bit, and let's say we only want this to work on connected verts. There we go. Oh look, this is actually a totally separate piece, so that's going to help us here. So we can go like this and start to straighten it out a little bit. Like that, and then I guess, whoops, this back. Then let's grab, let's go down one edge loop to here. Okay. And let's see, let's try rotating around the median point. Okay. If I turn it to be like straight, right about how much? Yeah, so roughly that. And then I can say grab all the linked verts, and we're gonna kind of place them. Yeah, and I may have compressed this thing a little bit when I did this. So let's try grabbing those, switch to normal, median point, and kind of, whoops, and turn off soft select for a second. And just try to make this a little more. Okay, and then let's grab these. Kind of flatten them out a little bit. Okay, now let's grab everything back here, including this edge loop. Pull it away a little bit. Yeah, okay, so something like that. Okay, so now let's put that back inside here and maybe grab all of this, scale it down a little bit. Okay. It's going to look weird like that, but that's okay because we're going to have some physics eventually that will account for this. Okay. So now let's go back to the armature. Let's add let's see. How many links do I really need? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll do 4 links. So we need this last bone. Okay. Let's give these proper names. So my convention has been this is chain 1 B for back. So this is going to be chain 2 back. It's going to be chain 3 back. And 4. And finally 5. Okay. And then, oh, this is all fine this way, right? Yep. So then we could go here, and we could give ourselves some bones for these little, little extra pieces on the side here. Let's go look at this. Let's go like this. Okay, we don't need a ton here. We just need some motion. So let's go. Right? That should be enough. 1, 2, 3. Which means our no, based on this, that would mean our last point is right here. Yeah, that should be okay, I think. Unless I'm thinking about this wrong. Okay, let's go look at this from a front view. How do these fit? Okay, something like that. Now this one needs its parent to be the dynamic root bone. Oh, and I don't think I set this one correctly either. What's up, Box Indie? Sorry, Nightbot doesn't seem to approve of your style. Apparently I've got the don't type all caps thing turned on or something. Half these settings I don't really know myself. Okay, so now we need to grab these bones, armature, symmetrize. Oh, whoops. Oh, it's because they need a name, a better name. So this needs to be chain 1 left, chain 2 left, chain 3 left, and chain 4 left. Okay. Now if I say armature symmetrize, oh, with them selected, good. Boop, boop. Boop. What? Oh, did I deselect them? What's going on here? There we go. Alright, we've got matching ones on each side. Okay, now what we should be able to do is hide the human and put some weights on this stuff. So let's go to this model here. Tell it that it is an armature with the male armature. Same thing with this one. Deform to the male armature, and then these ones deform to the male armature. Okay, so let's go to this one. This should be pretty straightforward. Weights. So weight paint, go here. This one just needs a weight called head, which is gonna have, okay, let's go back here. Yeah, mix, good. It's gonna be like basically like that, and then let's grab a linear, do that, something like that. And then we need one for chain 1 back. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. So chain 2 back, chain 3 back, chain 4 back, and chain 5. Okay. Okay. Now these are just going to be essentially some sort of smooth weights like this, like this, like this. Maybe I put too many on this little section here. I don't know if I needed that many bones to describe what's happening here. Okay, so there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Now, let's check it in pose mode real quick. Okay. Yeah, pretty smooth. Cool. Cool. Alright, and then there should be a tiny bit on here. Okay. So now in theory what I can do is I can select both of these. And I go like this. And I go to weight, paint, and I go weights, transfer weights by name. Yeah, all layers, nearest. Okay, so did we get... Yeah, we got some weights there that should match pretty close. So now if I go back here, and I go to pose mode. Oh, that's strange. This object... Yeah, it's deforming. Got vert weights. Why isn't it deforming? What's the reason here? Vertex groups. Wait a minute. Yeah, looks right. Okay, we'll come back to that. I also need to go here and go object, apply, all transforms, object, apply, all transforms. Apparently that's Control A. Hey, it is. Look at that. Okay. Cool. So let's do the same thing to this one. It's got the modifier on it, so we just need to give this vert weights, and we should be able to go like this and this, so we can just see what's happening here. We should also double check these normals, because some of these models have had weird normals. There we go. Okay. Yeah, alright, so now we're going to go to weight paint. We need to give this chain 1 left, and chain 2 left, and chain 3 left, and chain 4 left. That was it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Then we need the same thing for the right hand side. Every time I do this, I think about how there must be a faster way to do this. Okay. So chain 1 left, these are also just going to be essentially... let's make sure I'm not... Yep, this one... the undo is a little overzealous there for... Right, okay. Chain 1 left. There you are. This is your domain. Chain 2. This is your domain. 3 down here. 4 down there. 1 right. You're right here. You get all this stuff. 2. You get this section. 3. You get this section. 4. You get this section. Okay. Let's see if those worked. So if I go to this again, object pose mode. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Cool. Cool. What's the view? How was I hiding stuff? How do I unhide it? Control H? Shift H? Control Shift H? Alt H? Where was that? Local view? No. Well, whatever. We just go over here and do this. Okay. Now the only thing is we gotta figure out why. Oh, there we go. It's deforming now. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Alright, so that should be good. So now we gotta do is export it. Alright. Yeah. And we have to remember our export settings. So we select the. We're gonna select the. Okay. Select the main mesh plus the armature. Wait. Go to object mode, please. This plus this. File. Export. FBX. And we're gonna export this to right here. This is gonna be male hair 7 skinned. Yeah. Male hair 7 skinned. Actually, hang on. I could include all 3 of these in here. Let's do that. We're gonna grab this, we're gonna grab this, we're gonna grab this, and we're gonna grab this. File, export, FBX. Okay. Now this is gonna be male hair 7 skinned, and let's call this extra bones. Now we want to export only the selected objects, meshes and armatures, FBX scale, Z forward, Y up, and the armature main axis is X, secondary is negative Y. Export. Okay. Okay. Cool. Now let's go back to Unity. Okay. And we're going to, let's go to our test scene here. This one. Okay, let's get rid of this. And let's bring in the thing we just exported, which should be down here. Here. Let's have a look at this. Okay. We need to fix the normals on this main mesh as well. Okay, so that's this guy. A Shift N. Quickly take a look at that. Does that look reasonable? Looks fairly reasonable. But not entirely. What's going on here? Let's grab nope. Grab the, let's see. Here. Mesh, normals, flip. Okay, what about this one? Control M? Nope. Alt N? Flip. Okay. And then we got, looks like these two. I think these are still wrong too. Yeah, this thing got a little confused as to what was happening here. I think these ones also. Okay, that looks better. Oh, we got another stray one. Where is it? Right here. Oh. Oh, no. Alt N. Flip. Okay. Okay, that's how that's supposed to look, I think. So we're gonna have the same problem over here, I bet. Where, like, this section. No. There we go. Okay. And then there was a couple back here that looked a little fishy. What were those? What is that green line there? Oh, no, no, that's different. That's a seam. Okay. Okay, we're gonna believe that's better. So let's save the, oops, whoops, save as. Save as our blend file, hair 7 skinned. Save. Okay, now we can go grab this, grab this, grab this, grab the armature file, export FBX, export. Okay. Alright, back to Unity. I'm just gonna bring in this file again, and that looks better. Okay. So now what we should be able to do is we can go to our male hair 7 thing here, go to this slot, and update it with this mesh data. And then we also need to give it our bones to keep, our special physics bones, which are going to be right here. Okay, there's a bunch of them and it's annoying, but as far as I know, this is how we do this. So we there. We basically just drag in all these bones that it needs to know are important to keep. Okay. Okay, now this one technically doesn't use these side bones. But I don't know, let's just err on the side of caution. Give it all the transforms. You can have them all. You can know about them all. You can definitely do your part to make sure these precious bones make it into the runtime instance. Okay. Alright, so with that done on this one, now we can go to the hair 7 band. And this one, we can pass it this mesh, and I think this one we're just going to say you don't need to know about the special bones and junk, you just needed an updated mesh. And then we're going to have to make one for this other thing. So we're going to grab, hair 7 sides. We're going to grab that. And that made us an additional folder and a new slot. Now that slot should be good to go, but we better give this one the extra bones, just in case. So here we go. Commence the dragging and dropping. Okay. Okay. And then I think after this, we're just gonna have to update the recipe. This one might have had a special overlay, so I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Okay. Yeah, because otherwise why would they be in different slots? We don't actually want a recipe for this thing, do we? No. We don't want a recipe. We just want the slot. We want the slot to be in the library. Because then we go to hair 7's recipe. Look at it here. It says it's a hair. Yep, that all exists. And it's got these two things. And now we're going to add another slot to it, which is this one. So I do that by dragging this to here. Then we get an additional slot here. And then we say, what is this? Hair 1. Add an overlay called hair 1. Oh, that's not it. What is it? Let's go see. If I click inspect, we can look at this thing. It's hair pack hair overlay. Okay. Okay. There it is. Okay, I think that oh, and that should use the shared hair color. Whoa. What was the deal? What was that? What? Never seen it do that before. What? Try this again. Don't know if I did that wrong. Okay, let's go back here to hair 7 sides slot. We're going to add that as a new slot right here. Okay, and we're going to add an overlay called hair pack hair overlay. Boom. Okay. Yeah, and then this recipe now has all that. We want to use a shared color. Oh, weird. Okay. I don't know what the deal is there. Hopefully that's going to work. Alright, so let's test it. So we're going to go to our menu scene and see just how much I broke this. Okay. Make changes. Get ourselves a male base. Here we go. And let's go look at this. Which one is it? This? Hey, look at that. Okay, that actually looks not bad. I don't know if that was a... Let's go look at this in the scene. So... Come on. Let's go in here. Look at this. Okay. Is that clipping or is that faces that are backwards? It looks like it's clipping. Okay, so I might have to just adjust that slightly. Now let's also look and see, do we have our new bones? We should. After all that dragging and dropping, we should, and we do. Here they are. Okay, cool. So, do we see that clipping taking place here? Not necessarily. Oops. But it is clipping just a tiny bit, like here-ish, you know? So we could go like this. Oh yeah, I can see how geometry's a little funky there. Let's see, what... It's probably this point right here, so we could kind of look at it from this angle. Yeah, or maybe it's here or here. We could turn on this, and we could say, hey, let's kind of pull this out a little bit. And then maybe this one too. Okay, let's see if that was enough. So now we gotta go boom, boom, boom. Re-export this. Okay. Okay. Go back to Unity. Now to make sure that the avatar system knows this, we got to go back to male hair 7's main slot, and then we have to go find our exported file, which would be this one. Okay, I gotta drag it into the scene temporarily so I can find... Oh no, oh, that's the wrong one. That's the problem. Okay, hang on. Let's go back here. Male hair 7's slot. Now let's go find M hair 7 and extra bones, and let's update skin mesh. Okay. Now let's give this some dynamics. What was the closest one? I feel like it was... Which one was it? Let's see what this one got. Not that one. Not that one. Well, okay, this is close enough. So we're going to grab this dynamic hair prefab, we're going to duplicate it. We're going to plop it into the male hair 7 folder. Rename this male hair 7 dynamic hair. And this one, it's got a chain 1B, L, and R. The B should act like Ponytail. And then the other two should be the minor movement ones, I think, which is what I want. So then we go to the slot, and we say when the character is created, use this prefab, and call this function to set up the physics. Okay. Save project. Okay, save the scene. Let's run it. Okay, play. Make changes. Okay, look at that. And you can see over here that we've got and maybe we would actually want to make this a little bit stronger, so it kind of stands. It's you know, like it's a lot of hair, so it probably should be a little bit stronger. But that is cool. We got some motion on the little pieces down there. Okay, so let's look at this one. Maybe we could try using this one instead. Or we can make another one. Okay. Yeah, so that's a little better. Cool. And the clipping looks like it's fixed. Oh, I didn't move this side as much, and it's still clipping. It looks like it's okay at the like low point there, back from the ear. Go do this one more pass at this. So where is it? It's right. Go look at this. It's like right kind of this section here. Well, let's just kind of pull this back a little bit. Yeah, it could be this vert as well. Okay. Let's assume that's going to do it, so let's do this one more time. File, export, FBX, and export. Okay. Let that do its thing. Okay, come back to Unity. Hair 7 slot. And go find the file, which is right here. 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 Okay. Alright. One more to go. Go ahead and get working on it. So let's go back here. Let's reopen our base, which I accidentally saved a second ago. So we're going to have to get rid of these meshes. And we should go in here and we should delete. Oh, you know what, actually. Okay, now we want to go import the last one, male hair. What is it, 13? Yeah. I think it's this file. Yes, it is. Okay. So let's turn the model back on. This is kind of strange, isn't it? Where this got a... Yeah, this already has a armature. I don't like that. Hang on. Import FPX. Ugh, okay, hang on. I don't like this. Where is just the base FBX file? Or I guess I could just try this. So let's save this. Okay, yeah, this one I had already placed. So this one we just need to add some bones on here to get some extra motion. So we're gonna add our classic bone here, dynamic hair root. I wonder. Okay, I'm getting pretty fast at this. Let's just do it this way. Alright, so we want a short chain in the back. Probably like this. Okay. So this is chain 1 back. Chain 2 back. Chain 3 back. Okay, and this one, the parent is actually the dynamic hair root. Okay, and we have another one that's over here somewhere. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to front view. Place it over here. Like that. So this is going to be the chain 1 left, chain 2 left, chain 3 left, chain 4 left. And then we can grab these. Oh, first of all, let's make this a child of the dynamic hair root. Then we grab these. Armature. Symmetrize. Okay. Let's hide the human. Go here. This should already be set up as, yeah. Oh, but it's on the wrong rig. It needs to be on the male. Yes. Okay. And we are looking at the male armature, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Okay. And then we just go here to weight paint. And right now all we have is everything on head, which makes sense because that was the original plan. So now what we want to do is change this. Yeah. To be what? I gotta go back to here. We gotta set this to mix. Then we can go to this brush and say, yeah, we want a linear gradient that goes like this. It gives us our basic weights for the main head group. Then we want chain 1 back plus chain 2 back plus chain 3 back. I have 1, 2, 3 of them back there. Okay, and then we need chain 1 left, chain 2 left. How many do I have? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. And then the same for the right hand side. Okay. So now we can go here and say we want a radial gradient to set on here like this. And then we want another one here. And we want one down here. Okay, then for the left hand side, I'm gonna kinda do it this way. You gotta be careful, see, because if I do it too big, it makes it over onto the other side. I guess what I should do is I should go like this, and in face mode I should just select the right hand side. Then if I go back to weight paint mode and I say only work on the selected ones, now if I do this, cool. Okay, so that's what I should have been doing. Oh crap, did my Control Z screw that up? Yeah, of course it did. It's weird, the painting doesn't just get undone. Alright, so let's go back here. Go like that, do that. Okay, let's look at these again. These look okay, right? Boom, 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 boom. So chain 1, where are you? You're right here. And you're kind of like that. Chain 2, you're right here. You're sort of like this. Okay. 3, you're down here. And 4, you just got a little bit of weight. Okay, now let's flip the selection. And go here to chain 1, which is sort of like right here. Chain 2, which is right here. Chain 3, which is here. And chain 4, which is down here. Okay. Now let's go to object mode. Go like this. Let's go to pose mode. And quickly confirm we've got some ability to deform the hair. Okay. Now what about over here? Yeah, not bad. Cool. Yep. What about this side? Yeah, not bad. Okay. So back to object mode. Now we're going to select this plus this. And we're gonna file export FBX, and of course we gotta retype in our settings here. What is this? This is mhair13 skinned. We're gonna call this mhair13 skinned extra bones. Okay, we only want to export the mesh and the armature. Z forward, Y up. FBX all, the scale. Armature primary bone is X, secondary is -Y. Export. Okay, so now in theory, back here, we can grab the new one, which is right here. There it is. And then we can go to our male hair 13 thing, go to the slot and say you have a new mesh information slot. Here it is. And then also, guess what? You got some new bones you need to believe in. So let's go articulate what those bones are, which is right here. That, like that. So this slot wants to know about this bone and this bone, this bone, this bone. That's not all. This bone, this bone, this one, and this one, and then this one, and this one, this one, and this one. Okay. Okay. Now, female hair 13 already has settings for this. So we're gonna say male hair 13, guess what? When the character is created, you're just gonna use female hair 13's dynamic hair prefab and use its data to set up the chain, because these are essentially identical. Okay, file, save project. All right, get this out of the scene. Save, run. All right, so now theory. We go here, we pick an avatar. We go to hair, and we go to is it this one? It is. And we've got a little bit of motion happening now. Cool. Oh, no, that one does not have localization. That's surprising. Go look at that. Okay. M hair. There it is. Avatar edit hair M hair 13. So why isn't that showing up? No, not that one. This one. Yeah, M hair 13. Okay, go here, make changes, hair. Interesting. Maybe I just need to update the localization doc. Let's see. Could be it. I found one new line. Maybe that was it. Okay, play, make changes, head hair, pull back. There it is. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, now in theory there was one more hair I was considering adding bones to, but I have, what's 3? Oh, we don't want this one. Yeah, I don't want this one. I don't want it. That one's fine, that one's fine, that one's fine. That one's got physics, doesn't need it, doesn't need it, doesn't need it, doesn't need it, got it, doesn't need it, doesn't need it, doesn't need it. Yeah, we're good. Alright. We need to get rid of number 3. So that should be here. Male hair 3. Both of these items remove. Okay. Okay. Now while we're here, there was a thing I did where I made a version of the like sort of baseball jersey shirt. How did I do this? Here. Oh, go to the inspector, please. Right. Yeah, I made a version of this shirt that had the logo on it, which was kind of cool. And I should do that for the male as well. How does that work? It's down here. You'd think they would use the same overlay. But apparently it doesn't. So what we could do though, make a copy like this. Okay, open this up with Photoshop. Okay. Okay, so this this is where the logo goes, apparently. I feel like that looks very similar to the... Like if I go to the female clothing pack one, let's go compare these. So if I go grab this, I go look here at the... Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go find one that was... Hang on a second. Okay, so down here, female clothing, t-shirt quarters. And if I look at like the overlay here, no, there they are. Okay, is this in that folder? Female shirt 3/4 01 albedo transparency. It's up here. Okay, let's go like this. Open this with Photoshop. Like if I go like this, look at that. That's the difference. So the male shirt is expecting to be stretched horizontally just ever so slightly. Wow. Okay. So let's open up the one we made. Where did I actually... where did I actually save it? Here. Okay, let's have a look at this. Okay, oh, that's a Photoshop file, cool. Yeah. So according to this, actually, the way I should do this is I should go back here, go to that folder I was in a second ago, this one. I should get rid of this file. Okay. And I should grab this and let's just try using it as is. I bet it looks fine. So what we want to do then is we want to take this overlay here. We want to copy this. And we want it to be this. This is our Pro Gymnast version. We're going to give it a new texture, which is that this is going to be this. Okay. And so this name is going to be logo PG for Pro Gymnast. Then what we got to do is we need to make a new recipe. So we grab one of these recipes, we duplicate it, and we change this to be Pro Gymnast. Okay. So this one. Okay, yeah, then we go to the global library and we say, look, this overlay needs to be in the game, and this recipe needs to be in the game. Now if we go look at this recipe, that's okay, because we're going to go down here and we're going to say that the... Where is it? Okay, so it's mad because the skater overlay is not in the thing, so let's add that in for a second. And just so that we can go here and see that it was right here. And we're gonna wow, so all sorts of junk going on here, but I think what we gotta do is we gotta change this. So we would get rid of this. Okay, and we would go up to here, and right here we would add the male Pro Gymnast overlay. Although I feel like that's the wrong one. Let's go look at how I did it on here. So the female version, this one. Oh yeah, we're not colorizing it. That makes sense. I see, and this is the mask setting the two different colors. Okay, cool. So now we go back here, 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 and we say actually we're not going to use a color on this. Okay. I don't know if that was enough. Let's go see. So when we have a female model, we can go here and we have t-shirt, and we have baseball shirt, and we have baseball shirt Pro Gymnast. See? Now if we go to a male base, go to clothing, we have baseball shirt, and we have, alright, we have the Pro Gymnast one. It just needs a name. It needs a proper name. Let's go fix that. Okay, so the female one, which was right here, The recipe right here is baseball shirt PG. So I think we can just copy that. Let's see. Maybe they have to have different names. They probably do. How we go here? Like let's do baseball shirt PG male or something like that. Okay. So then we can go to our localization document. We can find that. What is it? It's gonna be avatar edit. Really? There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go here. Let me. I can show what I'm doing here. If I do this, there we go. So we want one like this, but it's called PG male, and it's gonna have the same value. Okay. So now if we go back here, let's just double check this. Yeah, I did underscore male. So now if we go to resources, loc download, we should see we have one more loc line. Okay. And if we go here, go to one of these, go to clothing, we should see, there it is, baseball shirt pro gymnast, we got a t-shirt, we got a tank top, we got a regular baseball shirt. Nice. Cool. Alright. Alright. Alright, so let's go here and let's look at our Trello. Alright, now there's one issue with the hair that I should fix. Otherwise here though, we're good. So for the hair physics, there's one issue left, which is, well, there may be more than one, but there's a little bit of a jitter that happens. The most obvious one to see is if I just go right here and I select this. No, it's this one. So you'll see a jitter that happens occasionally when the avatar turns its head, like right there. Okay. So I think the main problem with that is that I'm not letting the hair compress a little bit. So we're gonna go look at our code. Finally we get to look at some code. Oh, I just totally missed it. Toriously is rating. Hey, thank you very much. I was enjoying watching your stream earlier today, Toriously. That's really impressive how you can do the you can code a game using voice commands and not using the keyboard. Super interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely want to check in and see both. Try to understand a little more those voice commands you're using, and also just to see the progress on your game. So we're making pretty good progress right now. I'm working on giving the hair of the avatars a little bit of physics reaction, and I've got a bug where it's freaking out, oscillating occasionally, and I believe the reason is that right here, when I enforce a distance constraint, basically I'm not letting the hair ever compress or stretch. I don't really want to let it stretch, because the problem is if the avatar is spinning really fast in my gymnastics game, there's a lot of centrifugal force essentially, so I don't want the hair to like stretch out. So I don't really want to let it stretch, but I probably should allow it to compress a little bit. So let's try doing something really just simple, like let's see. We could have a property on this. Do we want it on here? Hair physics does not sound simple. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there is a handful of assets, like on the Unity asset store, for example, that I could be using to do this. But because I like doing this kind of code and also, you know, kind of have convinced myself that I needed to do it because things on the asset store would do things like let the hair stretch and stuff and didn't quite meet my needs. So I spent the last week both writing this code and also updating all the hair assets to have extra bones that I can simulate. So let's just test this real quick. We're gonna give ourselves a thing called distance resolve factor when you're stretched, which right now we're going to say is 1.0. And then we're going to have another one which will be distance resolve factor compressed. And let's set that to be right now like, you know, I don't know, 0.3 or something. So then what we can do down here is in our distance constraint. Right here, we need to decide how much we're going to move. So what it does, it takes the two positions and says, oh, they're supposed to be this far apart. So let's figure out how much to move each one of them to make them that far apart. So what we want to do actually is right here. We can say like if current distance is less than distance, or no, it is greater than distance. So this would be when we are stretched. Then we can say half move times equals our stretch factor. In this case, that's 1.0, so we're saying, yeah, okay. If we're stretched apart, move them back the full amount they need to get back to the proper distance. But now we can say else compressed, and we can say half move times equals the distance factor compressed, which is a number less than 1. But it's not going to move immediately, it's going to move just a little bit. I don't know if this is going to be enough to solve my problem, but it will allow the hair to compress a little bit, which I think I need. Okay, so let's see if that made any difference. You can see it here in the debug window. If I close this, and let's make the scene view a little bigger here. Okay, so now if I run the game, okay, we grab one of our avatars, and let's get, let me show like, okay. Now let's go fly over here and look at the avatar. You can see basically that the hair has these little chains hanging down that have a little bit of physics simulation on them. And so they sort of sway, you know, and they have a little bit of a springiness to them where they want to be in the position they were authored in the model, but they have a little bit of you know, give and momentum and stuff. And also there's these little colliders here, the gray things you're seeing that say don't let the points of the hair that are being simulated get inside these spheres, so that's why when they turn their head, the hair kind of like goes over the shoulder. Okay, let's look at the problematic one a second ago. Let's see if we made any difference to it. Which one was it? This one? Okay, yeah, look. Look at that. So the oscillation is pretty much gone. Maybe seeing it a little bit, I don't know. But huge improvement. So that's good. So let's hit save. Now let's go look at this in game. So this character now should have that hair set. As I was seeing some strange behavior in game as well. So it's pretty subtle movement on the hair there. Of course, the truth is, if you had hair like that and you hadn't tied it up and you were doing gymnastics, it would be moving a lot more. But we're kind of staying within the realm of simplified sim there, so you can just see it kind of moving a little bit. So that looks pretty good. Now, when I was testing earlier the Ponytail, I was seeing some weirdness. Let's see if this change makes any difference there. So let's go here, head hair, Ponytail. This one kind of has the most extreme motion. So let's save that. Let's go try the level we were just doing, this one. So here you can see there's a lot of motion with the physics. And even if we spin really fast, see that? There's something funky. There. Interesting, because when you see this simple motion like here, when you're swinging, it all looks pretty good. But for some reason, when I get spinning, so spinning forward doesn't look too bad. Only spinning backward, which kind of makes sense because that's kind of fighting the ponytail. Yeah, right there. It's like it crunches in on itself and doesn't know how to resolve. Yeah, that's the worst of it. Yeah, when you're just swinging around, it's not too bad. Although there, I guess, right? When I kind of pass vertical, like here, it should freak out. There. Yeah, I mean, that may just be a rotation problem. Let's think about that. Because the other thing I have is I have rotation limits on these things. Let's see. What if I just go around the bar? Okay, so it really seems to be related to yeah, there. Yeah, okay. So let's go look at this. So this flip here, for example. I wonder if I can look at this in the scene and see if we can work out kind of like what's happening here. So luckily I have this replay feature. Let's go look at the gymnast. Okay. So yeah, the hair was like that. And then essentially, I think from here to here, we're essentially flipping to the next like frame of physics. This is just the replay interpolating between them. But it suddenly decided from there to resolve to there. Why would that be? This is going to be hard to debug exactly what's happening. Let's see, I guess I can put the camera kind of like right here. Thanks. Thanks, Taurus. Again, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Okay, let's exit replay. Let's retry. And let me think, what's going to be a good way to sort of determine what's happening here. Okay, so let's go through our code here. Okay, so we walk through the chain once, and we cache its previous position. We add some gravity and integrate a new position based on the world, on the velocity. Then, for each iteration, we walk through and resolve our distance constraints and we do collision resolution. Then, after all that, we walk over it once and walk down the chain, applying springs and constraining to the cone. So it could be like, okay, we're here, we're curved hard this direction. The head has moved to here. So we run our constraints and we end up like saying, okay, we're like this now. And so what was pointing that way is now pointing that way. Breaking the cone. Ooh, and we're like maybe like 180 degrees off or close to it, and so we don't know which way to go to resolve the cone. That's plausible. Right. Kind of like what we need to do is we need to do this code not here, but up here in this loop. So we could say right here. So let's try that. So so it's basically this code right here. Let me think how it would work to shove that into here though. So what have we got here? We have our home and then the current world position. Yeah, but then we've gone through and we've moved the endpoints. Okay. We resolved the collision with the hair. So then how does this work here? So this would actually be this point here. I think we'd have to re-loop through here. So we do something like this. And then we would do while n does not equal null. And that would go through here, and then we say n equals n dot next node, and then close that. Okay. And root point world, it's just this. So let's consider just bringing that up here. Okay. We need this as well. Let's see which ones of these we need. We don't need rest point, we just need the rest dir. Okay. It'll be something like this. So this is like where the line starts from, and then it's pointing off in this direction. But here's where the actual point is, and here's the constraint. Okay. So we put that there. Then in theory, we would get rid of this. Because that's a constraint, it should be up there with the constraints. And then we walk down the chain once, applying the springs. Now this is still probably gonna have a problem. Yeah, okay. So let's see, does that compile? Also, let's close this. Okay. We shall see if I broke it. Let's go here. Okay, first glance, the code is still at least working. That's good. Let's go try some levels. Hey, that is significantly smoother. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Look at that. Nice and smooth. It's not popping anymore. We'll take that. Oh, catch back on. Get in there. Nice. Okay. Cool. Alright, we'll keep an eye on that and see if any of these other hairstyles are broken or anything, but we're feeling pretty good about this. And we've even got in the new Buy Yours Today Pro Gymnast t-shirt. Let's go like that. Save changes. Okay. Let's test this one. Oh, I remember I still have a bug with this level where it doesn't load properly. Yeah, the first load... What? The first load is something's wrong with it. And then the subsequent loads, it's okay. This looks pretty good. I mean, there's a little bit of like... Cool. Alright. So, anything that's not working with the hair now is a bug. Not a missing feature. Okay. Now there's a handful of things I wanted to get, like, at least move on to some new non-avatar stuff. We need to fix this. Did that. Did that. We need to add localized names for other shoes. Okay. Alright. So I wanted to start actually working on localization. But I don't know. It's already 11:15. So maybe I will do that on Thursday or something. So what we could do instead let's do this one. Dust on matte impact. So I wanted to make a little particle play when you land on one of the landing mats. That should be pretty straightforward, right? And probably something, you know, I'm about to start capturing footage for the trailer for the game. And so anything visual I should prioritize over the next couple days, because that's why I want to get the hair done. Because obviously once you capture footage for the trailer, even if you improve the visuals of the game, it's too late with regards to what you've captured. Alright, so let's have a look at visual effects prefabs. No, I don't have much in here. These are the particles for when you grab a bar. These are going to be close to what we want. These are the particles when you hit sand. I'm sure I've got other ones, but they're probably spread around. Chalk. All right. So how do we want this to work? So we can say mat impact particles. Okay. Now let's go look at this. So these, right, those are the little particles that happen when you grab a bar. Which looks like it's two pieces. It's that, and then these like, yeah, smaller little dots. Now when we hit a mat, we mostly want dust like this, I think. But what we want is we want to stretch out over an area and kind of poof up and fall down. So let's try to make that happen. So what's the shape of this thing right now? A tiny sphere. We want instead box. And we want the box to, now wait, how are we gonna, yeah, I think we're gonna want to be small like this. Okay. And what about the size here? Probably like 0.6 or something. Essentially, we want this to be almost 0. Okay, so that's that patch of area you're going to land on. Then let's just give it some emission here so we can look at this. There we go. Okay, now where are they going? What's their speed here? Very small speed, so let's try. Okay, so they're all shooting off that way. We don't want that. So let's just do this the easy way though. And say, okay, they want to go in the Z direction. So this becomes 0.6, this becomes 0.01. And then it gets rotated like that. And now we can place this somewhere and orient it, but we'll get particles that shoot up. Okay, now we want them to align to their movement direction, like that. Okay, now let's get rid of this, go back to non-looping, and then the speed much slower, something like this. There we go. How many? We want more of these. We want like, how high up are those going? Too high. Okay, but then what we want is we want limit the velocity. So a little more damping. There we go. And then we're going to want some gravity. We want world space. A little more gravity than that. You hit the map, poof. Okay, getting somewhere. Now maybe what we'll do is we'll make these. How big are they? Not bad. Do we just need a few more of them? Yeah, let's make this a range. So somewhere between 10 and 15. Okay, now what about their speeds here? That's good, that's good. Yeah, they have random rotation. Okay. rotation over lifetime. Let's make this maybe we don't want as much rotation actually. These are little particles that were like sitting on the mat. When you hit it, they kind of bounced up off. Okay, and then now get the dust back in here. So the dust, we also want to be a box. We're gonna do our same thing here. This should be a little smaller. Like that. Ooh, there we go. Just landed on a mat. Cool. Now maybe these chalk dust particles could be a little bigger. Okay, this whole thing's probably a little overbearing at the moment. So let's look at this. I assume we have a color over lifetime. Yes, we do. Yeah. Let's make this much softer. There we go. Getting somewhere. And even these ones. Color over lifetime. They're starting. Let's have them start more dimmed out. Okay, that's enough to be worth testing, I think. So that's our matte impact particles, right? So let's go like this. And let's see, where do these get used? Let's go to our game scene. Okay. There we go. We have a little effect pool set up. Got it. So that's this one. So we want something similar. And this is going to be effect pool matte impact. Okay. Alright, so this one should be using this. Yeah, pool size of 10, that's cool. And then we're going to need a script similar to this one. Yeah, we want something very similar to this. Question. Does the gymnast like when we hit a mat? Here we go. Look at this, on mat collision. That's exactly what we want. Okay, cool. So cool. Okay. So let's go find, what is this? Grab particle placer. You're gonna want extremely similar script to this called matte impact particle placer. Okay. Okay. It needs a reference to the gymnast and its particle pool. and not this. And a replay manager, yes. Okay. And we need to know private bool did subscribe equals false. So then we can say if not did subscribe. And we want to subscribe avatar ref.gymnast ref.on mat collision plus equals on mat collision. Okay. Then this code can be in private void on mat collision, which has a collision and a what? Landing mat. Okay. So let's do this. Let's debug.log the collision dot relative velocity, and then show some particles. So we're gonna say particle pool dot play or dot show effect. Cool. And the position is gonna be collision dot get contact. Let me think about this. Yeah, dot point. The rotation is going to be a quaternion dot look rotation, where we look at vector 3 dot forward, but our up vector is collision dot get contact 0 dot normal. Okay. And then the other thing we're supposed to do here is this: store a keyframe. Got one too many brackets there. Okay, now we're gonna need some threshold here, so we'll do like something like this: private float show particles threshold. You know, it's gonna be some number. We don't know what that number is yet, so we'll just sit on that. But we will put it in here where we say if collision dot relative velocity dot magnitude is greater than our threshold. We actually do this. Okay. And then when we have a playback event, actually wait, we need to save. What do we? Where's send keyframe? Is that down here? Right, and this is not what we want. We want to be like vector 3 position, vector 3 normal. Right, yeah. And then we'll say the data is the position, the normal. Save that. So then we come back here, say position, and then the normal, and then we go like this. And we say at position, and then at quaternion dot look, vector 3 dot forward with norm as our up. Okay. So this needs, yeah, let's actually do this. Vector 3 position equals collision dot get contact 0 dot point, and vector 3 norm equals collision dot get contact 0 dot normal. So then this can just be position, and this can be the norm, and then we can pass those into here like that. Okay, let's compile. should. Alright. Now if we go to our matte impact object, we get rid of this. And we say matte impact particle placer. We give it a reference to the avatar. We give it a reference to the effect pool. Cool. Okay. So now in theory, if I add a matte, that, and when you touch it, okay. Yeah, we seem to be getting, like we're playing all 10, like instantly there. That makes sense. Right? Wow, must be sending a lot of events. That seems like a ton. The hell is this? Oh, right. This is me debugging something else. Get rid of that. It's like constantly happening though, that's a little concerning. Okay. Now we're gonna need some sort of maybe it's just the strength threshold is that all we really need. Let's see. Okay, so in that case, what kind of numbers were we seeing there? When we first hit the mat, we hit with a 6, and we hit what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why are we getting so many calls? Hmm. Go back up here and say we're actually also going to pass the gymnast body part as well. It's going to probably break some code. Okay, so we want to say oops, 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 why am I nesting this? Okay, where else did that function signature cause a problem? Alright, this one. So we need. We should look into this too. This one I assume we just had a similar threshold. Okay, well, anyway. Alright, and then the tutorials are using this as well. Oh, that's here. Okay. Okay. So what do we have here? We have toes times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This sure seems like a lot of calls to that function. Oh, because I'm an idiot. The reason is because I'm an idiot. And here, I didn't set m did subscribe to true, so I kept subscribing to that function over and over again. Duh. Okay. That's gonna improve things a bit. And then we should also start choosing a threshold. Let's say, yeah, let's say 3. Okay. Alright, so we put a mat here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, at this angle, we're not seeing the little pieces. That's because they're all pointing straight up. I like the basics of it, though. Let's go adjust that effect now. That's here. These guys, we're gonna say, just kidding. Do not align to your direction. But if we're over here like this, yeah, we see that. Alright, this might be overkill. Let's try giving them less speed. And maybe make them smaller. Okay. Let's see how this looks. Let's see, what's a level with some mats in it? Yeah, it's a little too much probably, right? Looks like the mats are like covered in chalk. Although we also may want to get a little texture on here so the mats aren't perfect. They actually have like a little chalk on them. I mean, we won't want white, we'll want like gray for the mat color. I like that idea though. That's cool. Okay, so let's do something here real quick. We're not getting Why are we not getting any hair on our default avatar here? This is why we need the ponytail, the new one. This one. And we don't want this. We want... which one do we want to be our default male here? Whatever. This one can be it. So... this. Okay. Okay. So it's still a little much. So this one, probably the problem is too many particles. Let's make it more like between 6 and 10. And then the big dust particles, let's do a range, and let's do between like 3 and 5. And then let's that's cool. And this dust also, we could say you need to be in world space. You need to have a little bit of gravity. Okay. Now let's look at the matte material. What is it? Is it landing matte? Here we go. Landing matte blue. We already have. We already have this. But this is UV just to show those logos. Okay. Let's see. We already have a custom material on here. That's very helpful. So let's try. Let's go over to Blender. And let's go find the landing mat, because I think landing mat. Now let's look at this. How is this UV'd? Does it even have? It must. It must have UVs. What the heck? Got two UV maps, the main one and the logo. Right. So how do I set that over here? I don't want to be using this. I want to be looking at the UV editor, please. There we go. Okay, so this is the logo. What about the regular UV maps? Ah, okay. So let's, why is this like... weird. What if I grab like this and we say, yeah, we're just gonna, we're gonna do something like this.
Once upon a time, we were both happy. Everything was fine, then suddenly it leave. I was left behind, broken in pieces. Then you'd reappear.
Okay, so what if we do it like this?
We all feel a little afraid. We don't put our emotions on display.
Okay, so now that's got slightly more useful UVs. And let's save that. Let's open up the crash mat incarnation. Try to get it looking similar. Okay, so we can go like this. All right, now let's go to Photoshop. We're gonna make a new map. This doesn't need to be too high res. Okay, and we're gonna fit our UV map onto here. Certainly could have done that more accurately. That's close enough. And then let's paint some chalk that's like built up over time onto here. So what do we want? Yeah, something like this. So, you know, the chalk's gonna accumulate more in the middle of the mat, because that's where people land and press their hands down and stuff. First of all, let's get a layer like this. Then let's smudge it. Yeah, but not that strong. This is people landing and sliding their feet around on the mat over and over again. Okay. And I think we're gonna make this be like an additive layer. So we're gonna end up having black underneath it, like that. Okay, so then this, we can crank this down a little bit. Let's add another layer. Oops. Okay. Oh. Alright, and then this will just be like even lighter. Okay, so that's a good starting point, I think. So we're gonna save this, and we're gonna put this into the game. Assets, just to textures. Yep, and this is gonna be called matte chalk. All right. And then we can do is we can go here and we can say yeah, we have our main text, we have our decal color, and then we're gonna also have our chalk text. Which is a 2D texture. Should default to black. And then we'll do like chalk strength range 0 to 1. That equals 1. So then we need this. Okay. Okay, and then we want we can just have a half, which is our chalk strength. Okay, so then here, this is our color, this is our decal. Chalk text in.uv main text times chalk strength. Okay, and then we're doing alpha blending between these, and then we're gonna add chalk. Okay. So now if we look at a landing mat, which it's got this like debug junk on it, so it's gonna be a little hard to look at here. If we turn off gizmos though, okay. And then we say, let's look at the landing mat blue material here, and we're gonna add the matte chalk to it. There we go, see? There we go. And we actually should put a little noise all around on these guys. Let's add another layer that's like, kind of like around the edges of the mat. Okay, and then we're gonna blur that. Let's blur it like this, and let's smudge it like we were doing before. Okay, bring that down, save that. Okay, what we got there? Let's go. Let's add some more. What? Oh. Okay. Mm. Then I feel like maybe what we're missing then is a layer that's more smooth. No. I think that one was for blending. Okay, there we go. So okay, so something like this. Yeah, cool. That looks like a mat. And then we can look now at, so when we have the blue version, it looks like that. Crash mat's also gonna want the chalk. Okay. Now the red. Where is it? Here. Okay, red also gets the chalk. Yeah, nice. Cool. And then white, we're gonna change white to be more of a gray. Cool. Okay. And then the goal, level goal incarnation. This one should just get it too. Ooh, weird. Oh, we got weird tiling going on here. Right. We may not need that anymore. Oh, I see. Hmm. We need to make a new one of these. That's not gonna work. Let's go here. Grab that. This should be... Okay, so here's how that's actually mapped onto there. Let's look at this like this and say, what do we actually want? We want... what do we want here? Okay, so we want this color and this color. And then we want something more like... Well, this is into 4 sections here, right? So... go like this. Okay, something like this. And then I guess like that. Okay, which means we need something like this. And all right, so then if we go like this, yeah. Okay, let's save that for a second. Go look at it. Okay, that's not bad. Do we want it to be... that's actually pretty good. So, not quite lining up. Right. Oh, well, that's because... how could it line up? Okay. Enhance. Okay, that's probably too far. That's okay, because we'll fix that in a second. Hmm. Okay. Interesting that those don't line up quite right. Oh, whoops. Okay, fine. Alright, so then we should be able to grab this. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. No, get rid of that. Go like this. I'm gonna grab copy merged. Control T. Go like this. Go like this. Oh wait, is that what we want? Yeah. Okay. Now we just gotta figure out why that's not quite lining up, but we'll fix that in a second. So the okay, now the blue crash mat, got it. The gold crash mat here needs it. There you go. Red. There you go, and then this color, copy over to here and get the chalk overlay. Okay, now let's go look at this in Blender. So let's open up the default landing mat, this one. Okay, and then let's open up our what do we want here? This. Okay, cool. So it's just that we're slightly off here. Something like this. And then this one. These should line up. They should line up like perfectly. What are we getting right there? Maybe it's because the bevel. So we could go here to this bevel. We could let's save this real quick. Let's apply the bevel. And then go look at this. Yeah. That's because of the seams. It's because of the seams. Right? Weird. Hmm. This is weird. Yeah. Eee. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I guess I... Right. I'm gonna have to... If I want those seams to line up perfectly, I'm going to have to redo the UVs. Okay. Now let's look at the crash mat. This one. Just see how it looks. Yeah, that looks pretty good. What about blue, gold, red, white? Okay, so gold, right? This needs to be fixed to be. Yeah, it might be cool if that was like denser checkerboard, but that's okay. Okay. Now that we've done that, see how that looks in game. Yeah, cool. Let's hear the game. I don't know why we didn't have any hair there. Thought I had adjusted that. Yeah, that looks cool. That's a solid improvement right there. Okay. Let's check a few other levels here. Nice. We're getting some like weird shadow aliasing I need to look at. Okay, is the replay happening when you hit these mat pieces? Yes. Cool. Cool. All right. Cool. Let's add a quick little stupid thing in here. If we go like this, and we add a moving path bar. Like that. And we say move very quickly. And pause for like 5 seconds. And then we add a little launcher to this thing. Okay, so this this. Oh, no, 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 not this. This. Nope. Hey. Trying to talk to this piece right here. There we go. Okay. Oh, we want just an ease in. Cool. Okay. Give it a little more velocity. Freeman7, would you know how to implement rope physics from scratch? Yeah, in fact, the game already has some, well, it has a few different types of rope physics in it, actually. I can show you. Let's try this. So there's a rope right there you're seeing, which is just using rigid bodies. Hang on. That's enjoyable. Let's get this timing a little better. We don't need 5 seconds. Let's wait 3 seconds. Okay. So we're sitting here. Oh, let's try that again. Oh, keep landing off center. Huh, shot right over me. Yeah, we're definitely getting some weirdness with the shadows. Yeah, so ropes, the game has a couple different concepts of ropes. Ones that are really physically simulated, like the rope at the top of that level there, which is a bunch of links of rigid bodies connected with joints. And in this case, I think it's all configurable joints. Let's go look. Yeah, so if you want to see the... Here's the... Oh. So the in-game rope is made up of links. This one's not very many. You can see... let's see. Oh, turn on gizmos. There you go. So you can see basically like, you know, a rigid body with a capsule collider, rigid body with a capsule collider, rigid body with a capsule collider, etc. I've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 links. Yeah, so that limits like how smooth the rope can look and how tightly it could wrap around things. This one is not that detailed. And I'm using a configurable joint set up to work like a hinge in my case because I'm using 2D gameplay. So that's that's one example. And there's a trade-off there of how small the rigid bodies are for each link, which gives you more like fidelity, but also makes the whole chain harder for the physics system to calculate, and also costs more in terms of the physics simulation, so performance. Also, collision can be a challenge then. The smaller they get, the more likely the objects are to miss a collision, for example, if they're moving really rapidly. But the reason these ropes work okay in this game is a combination of things. They're not that detailed. so the rigid bodies are fairly generously large. And then my physics settings are pretty cranked up. So if you look at project settings, physics, first of all, I have the solver iterations cranked up to 12. This is higher than the default value, so that it has more chances to do the constraint calculations. That makes it more stable. Yeah, I agree. Using rigid bodies does not constitute making rope physics from scratch. Now, if you want to see something slightly more custom, you can. There, I also have what I call in the code. I think I call. Let's see. Hang on. Let's go like this. I have like sort of like visual ropes, which are half physically simulated and half not. So an example of that would be like this. So I have this like wire trapeze, and you see that like it looks fairly plausible, and see there's slack in the simulation, or I can get slack in the line if I jump in like this, and it catches. And you get sort of a plausible wire simulation there. I'm trying to think where else I use this in the game, but that's sort of a realistic looking wire. Now there's no collision along that wire because this is a cheat. This is because if you tried to make this work physically, where you actually had a physical rope simulated at a bunch of points, and it had no stretch at all, like it would just hit and not expand, that would be very difficult. So in the game I cheat, and here's what it looks like. So in the game it's actually there's a big rigid body, and then the bar is attached to it with kind of like the ability to slide along that bar, so it can come in close and move around, but it has a hard single joint constraint on distance of how far away it can get from here. And so then I have the two endpoints, and then I have a physics simulation for the rope in between, but it's just a visual one. It's not imparting any forces on the rigid bodies. So that when they get close together, my other little sim says, oh, I've got some slack, and the things droop, like you'd expect, but then when you pull it out tight, they straighten out. And that is, where is that? Here, this visual rope. And you can tell like how many segments do you want, and then where's the sort of the head of the rope attached, where's the tail of the rope attached. So yeah, different versions. If you really needed a true rope with full collision all the way around, you'd either have to try and build it with Unity's rigid bodies, or write something even more complex than I've done here for sure. All right, that was good progress. We finished up adding some motion to the hair and added a little visual flair to when you get hit by the mats. So I'm quite happy with that. And that's going to be it for today. So I'll be back, I think, tomorrow morning, and I think we'll probably maybe get started on localization or confetti cannon. Does need a new 3D model, which is probably worth doing because I'm going to be capturing footage for the trailer soon. That's probably what I'll do next. Yeah. Well, the closest thing is if you want to go back and watch the VODs of last couple episodes, I was writing a very simple rope-like thing for simulating hair, secondary motion in the hair of the avatars, which something like this. So here's our little simulation for the hair, which is kind of like a rope. Basically, you can see like we loop through our chain, we cache the previous position where we ended up at the last frame or last step, and then we add some gravity and integrate our new position. Then we loop for a certain number of iterations over our constraints here, and we have 3. One is a distance constraint, so try not to let the nodes get too far away from the distance they want to be. I don't let them stretch at all, but I do let them compress a little bit. Then collision. This is very simplified, where the rope only has some spheres that you mark in the world, and it says none of the points can go inside those spheres. In the case of the hair, we put some on the shoulders and the chest of the avatar so that if the hair is dangling down, it won't go inside the body. And then we have a maximum angle constraint, which is like from section to section of the rope, what's the maximum angle that's allowed, and we resolve that. We resolve that n times. Then we come down here and we decide what the actual velocity was based on where the position ended up. So this is kind of like a Verlet integrator. We do a little damping on the velocity. And then down here we actually find the final positions and use that to orient all the bones. Oh yeah, this is all straight up forward Euler all day long. And it doesn't matter. Works fine. Yeah, but that's an example of the kind of, I've made a lot of physics-based games. I wrote my own soft body physics for Jellycar, for example, and that was all forward Euler integration, nothing fancy at all. Just a small enough time step and spring forces that were reasonable. So yeah, this could explode if you let the numbers get crazy. The time step got too big, or the spring forces got too high, or whatever. But this one is slightly, since this is more like a Verlet, so it's not. We don't actually trust the velocity. We just move the position just willy-nilly here like crazy, and then at the end we decide what the heck the velocity must have been. So anyway, yeah, feel free if you want to watch this code get written and see it in the game with debug and stuff. That's on the VODs. Or on my YouTube channel. I upload these videos to YouTube as well. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to sign off, get some sleep, and tomorrow we'll pick up, looks like maybe some models and maybe start working on the localization. I'm anxious to get that going so I can get translations in. Oh, and Freeman, thanks for the follow. All right, be back tomorrow. Take it easy.